Hello friends. Today we will discuss one of the most fundamental and commonly used command in SQL which is known as joins. So joins, as I said, these are one of the most fundamental SQL commands and these are used for manipulating and querying real world data sets, and they are also one of the most challenging SQL topics to master. So in this video we will learn an effective strategy to learn different types of SQL joins. So let's see. So basically when data is stored in a single table, we can easily retrieve rows and get all the information that we need. But when business scale, so does their data. And in reality, data is typically split across multiple tables in a relational data set. So in cases where the data spans multiple tables, we first have to join these tables before we can select and use any table. So if we read these, joins are a fundamental concept in SQL. They let you combine data from two or more tables in a database, as I mentioned, offering a more comprehensive view of data for use in analysis and reporting. Joins are indispensable for anyone working with SQL, whether you are data analyst, database administrator, a developer, or just beginning to explore SQL. The primary purpose of a SQL join is to combine data from multiple tables so that you can work with them as a single table. This is particularly useful in relational databases where data is often distributed across various tables. For example, consider a scenario where one table contains customer information and another hold order details. Now using join, these tables can be combined to see which customer placed which orders, simplifying the process of complex data queries. Coming to syntax, this is the syntax for using joins. Select, then columns, whichever column we require from both the tables we mentioned here, from table 1. So this is considered the first table which is written after from. Then join table 2, this is considered second table. On, this is part of SQL syntax for using joins. Then this is how we write table 1 dot column 1 equal to table 2 dot column 2. So this means basically when we are joining two tables, we need some common column between those two tables. So this is the common column. So from table 1 we are having column 1 and from table 2 we are having column 2. This is the column on which we are joining the two tables, because to join two tables we need one common column between both the tables. So this is the syntax for using joins. Now coming to types of SQL joins, there are broadly two types of join: inner join and outer join. And outer join is further classified into three types of join: left join, right join, full join. So in most of the time we just say left join, but if you go through content, you will also see written as left outer join, right outer join, full outer join. But by default you can just use left join, right join, and full join. So this is basically the types of join. We will illustrate you about all these types of join in next slide. So inner join, left join, right join, full join. So inner join basically returns records that have matching value in both the tables. So when we are joining two tables, basically there might be a scenario in which one value which is present in first table might not be having value in the corresponding second table. So inner join basically returns records that have matching values in both the tables. In left outer join, or simply left join, it returns all the records from the left table and the matched record from the right table. Right outer join, or simply right join, it returns all records from the right table and the matched record from the left table. Full outer join, or simply full join, it returns all records when there is a match in either left or right table. So all this definition will be more clear in the next slide, where we will discuss Venn diagram. And moreover, once we discuss all the joins in a query form, that will provide even more clarity to you. So this is the best way to understand the types of join that we just discussed. So here you can see inner join written. So there are two tables which we are joining, and it is in fact it is one of the most basic type of join. It is used to combine rows from two or more table, so it's not necessary that we need to combine only two tables. We can combine more than two or more than two tables as well, as based on a specific condition. So it ensures that only the rows that meets the specified criteria are included in the result set. And it's particularly useful when we want to match and merge rows that have common values in both the tables or columns. So this is how we are depicting in this Venn diagram that only those rows are included which are having values in both the tables. Next we have outer join, in which we said there are three types of join: left join, right join, and full join. So if we see left join first, here what we are having, so when we use left join, the query returns all the records from the left or first table. And during syntax, I mentioned that left table is the first table which is listed immediately after from. So whichever table we are listing immediately after from, that will be the first table or left table. And if there are no matches in the right table, the query will return null values to those columns. So this is how we can depict left join. Coming to right join, so it is a mirror image of left join, as you can see in the diagram also. It is exactly the mirror image of the left join. It returns all the records from the right table with the corresponding rows from the left table. And if there are no matches in the left table, null values will be returned for those column. And as I mentioned, that left table is a table which is listed immediately after from. The right or second table is immediately after join keyword, as you can see in the syntax also. So this is the first table and this is the second table, or we can say this is left table, this is right table. And if we see full join, so full join combines the functionality of left join and right join both, and it will produce a result that include all records from both tables. And when no match is found in either of the tables, right or left table, it returns null value for those columns. In other words, it is the union of column of the two tables. So this is how we can depict in the Venn diagram form. But you will get more clarity when we discuss these joins in a separate video. But for now, just try to understand the fundamental concept that left joining is basically returning all the records from the left table, right joining returning all the records from the right table. And this is basically basically combination of left join and right join, and it will produce a result that include all the records from both the table. And inner join, basically it includes all those it is used to combine rows from two or more table based on a specific condition, as I mentioned. And it's useful when we want to match and merge rows that have common values in both the column, and if any particular value is not present in either left or right table, then those values are not even coming in the final result set. So now we will see one example of join in SQL Management Studio. So basically we have created two tables, students and courses. So the student table is how we have created this student table. The student table column contains column for student ID, which is a primary key, as you can see here. So we will discuss more about what is primary key, what is foreign key in some subsequent videos. But for now, just understand that that particular column which is unique, which uniquely identifies each row in a table. Then we have course table. The course table contains course ID and course name. Then we have inserted sample values in both the tables. This is how we have inserted some sample values in the student table. Then this is how we have inserted some sample values in the course table. And then once we have inserted the values on basically selecting all the columns from this table, this is the output that we are getting. So now we are required to combine both these tables. You can see there is one common column in both the tables, which is basically matching in both the columns, both the tables. Course ID. So each student is having certain course ID which is mentioned in each of these rows. Similarly, in the course table, you can see that course ID 101 relates to mathematics, 102 relates to science, 103 relates to history. And in the table, we can see only course IDs are mentioned, but course name is not mentioned. And what I want that although I might be needing course ID, but right now my focus is that I want course name with this. So basically, I need to join both the two tables, and I can join both the two tables using this common column, which is course ID. So this is how we will write this query. So from student table, I need student ID. From student table, I need student name, and from course table, I need course name. So basically, I don't need course ID in the final output. I am only interested to know student ID, student name, and the corresponding course name. And to find this course name, I am using join from students. So this is the first table. This is the first table, and when we are using left join, it retrieve record from the left table, and the table mentioned first in the SQL statement is the first table or left table. Left join course, this is the second table. So the table mentioned after join is the second table or right table. And as per the syntax that we discussed, we write on after a second table, then we join them using one common column which is present in both the tables. So course ID is a common column in both the tables. So this is how we are writing students dot course underscore id course dot equal to courses dot course underscore id. So whatever we are writing before dot, it means that course id is coming from this table. Because to SQL we need to we SQL need to know that this course id is coming from which table. Similarly, if, like you can see here also we have mentioned, because till now whatever we were discussing, we had only one table. So it was clear that whatever table we are using, that particular column is coming from that particular table itself. But here, since we are having two tables, we need to we need to mention that any column is coming from which table. So here student id coming from students table, student name coming from students table, course name coming from courses table. And we have left join these two tables, and this is how we have written. And on executing the query, this is the output that we will getting. So you can see now each student is having course name associated. John is having mathematics, Alice science, Bob mathematics, and like this. One very useful practice that you should always follow when using join, not even join, even while retrieving values from a single table, to always give alias to the tables. So instead of mentioning the full table, like here we are mentioning the students courses, you can just mention that alias. And here you might not appreciate it, but in practical there are very big name of the columns in the table, and it might not be feasible to always mention those lengthy names. So I have given alias S to students and C to courses, and this is how I can just simply say S dot student ID, S dot student name, C dot course name, and join courses on S dot course ID, C dot course ID. So whatever I'm writing before dot, it simply means that this particular column is coming from this table. So you will see output is same. There is not a single difference. It's just a very useful practice, because in practical and real world scenarios, you will find very lengthy names of the column, and it might not be feasible to always mention those lengthy names. So it's always useful to give alias to the table that we are joining. And while practicing, even then you should have a habit to mention the table name, so that when you start solving complex real world scenarios, then you don't face problem, and you straightforward start writing, giving a alias to all those tables, and that will help you a lot. So this was all about introduction to joins, and we will discuss about primary keys, foreign keys in our next videos, and we will also discuss left join, right join, inner join in more detail in our subsequent videos. If you are having any clarity, if concerns or doubts, whatever we are discussing, feel free to ask in the comment section, and I will try my best to clarify your doubts. So now we will see you in the next video. Thank you.